Okay, moving on. 15-326, correspondence from Councilor David J. Place regarding his request for consideration and action relative to the possible amendment to the Burrillville Code of Ordinances, Chapter 25, entitled Taxation, subsection 25-42, exemption or stabilization on qualifying manufacturing or commercial property.
Move to.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll start, and then I'll kick it over to the solicitor and the town clerk, if you don't mind. We had brought this up a little while ago relating to an issue Mr. Place had raised, and it had to do with trying to give some incentives to some of our business people to effect some physical changes to their buildings. When I first looked at it, I looked at an ordinance that we were originally using, which is spunning off of a state law we had passed a number of years ago, to give us some ability to give someone who does physical improvements to the outside of a building some kind of a tax break. In reality, the assessors have said to us that those tax breaks using that process really aren't enough to really make it worthwhile or meaningful for a business to make the changes. So when we started looking at this, the solicitor and town clerk pointed us in this direction. The other law that we already have in the books that allows for stabilization for new businesses and for additions to properties and things like that. It's broad enough to do everything but some of the smaller buildings and some of the smaller businesses, and specifically the multi-purpose buildings, the mixed-use buildings. So they suggested that we revise this law, request that this law be changed, and that's what's in front of you. The solicitor and town clerk can sort of give you more information about the details.
Louise, are we just looking at you?
No, we're going to
We're all
let the
like-
solicitor answer that, I think.
Okay.
As the manager said, there are two laws which are kind of not complementary, but basically duplicitous of each other. This particular state law is more comprehensive, so rather than trying to tinker with the other one that's less comprehensive, we decided to make this particular statute by amending the wording to include the mixed use in addition to commercial and industrial uses. And I just changed the wording on this to make it.
How about the limitation of exterior, including anything else, including everything? Is that possible?
That's in here.
Yeah, yes, it does include the exterior as well as the interior of the building.
That's what I read, but I wasn't sure.
And so the enabling legislation already passed gives us that authority already. We just need to change our local ordinance.
No,
No, you have to
what
change-
this
You
is,
have to
this is
change
the
the
actual
laws.
law,
We will
general
have to
law.
change. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, small modification to the enabling legislation by resolution, and then they will change it. Then you have to come back and change whatever ordinance you need to change in order to incorporate it.
So the first step is to request the legislative delegation to request the change.
Correct.
I'll make that a motion.
Second.
What you want to do is adopt the resolution as presented.
I don't have a resolution. I don't
It's
see.
it's an attachment.
It is in there.
Yeah, I know, I've got,
It's 15-326.
David's iPad is misbehaving tonight.
yeah. That was the second time, I told you when I
It is?
walked in.
Yep.
Motion to adopt the resolution is presented.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
I want to thank the solicitor and the town clerk for that good suggestion. It's an easy fix to the problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
16-015, correspondence from Michael C. Wood, Town Manager, regarding his request for approval of professional services that may be needed to review and evaluate the proposed power plant projects within the town of Burrillville as it relates to his recommendations of the air emissions quality consultant.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, we'd ask that you table this until a future meeting. Oleg and I are working on the air quality consultant, and we've had some, delays in getting where we want to go, but we'll have something for you next meeting. This is an important area to have some professional advice from in this process with the power plant. So we want to get it right.
I'll make that a motion then to table the item to the next meeting.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.